Good morning, everybody. It's exactly 10:30 a.m. 23rd May 2026 is the date for today. So, good morning. Now, today we are going to talk about private land. The Constitution of Kenya, Chapter 5, Land and Environment. Now, remember I told you this chapter, it contains 13 articles, from Article 60 to Article 72. So, and again, I told you that the land in Kenya is categorized into three categories: the public land, the community land, and now today we are going to talk about the private land. And you're going to get these in Article 64. It is the article that is talking about a private land, and it also explains to us what is a private land and who owns a private land. Now, unlike a public land and a community land, a private land is a land that belongs to individuals, family, groups, or company under the protection of the law. Okay, so unlike public land and the community land, private land belongs to individuals, families, groups, or company protected under the law. Sorry. Okay, so according to the Constitution of Kenya, Article 64, private land includes land legally registered in the name of a person or organization. Okay, land legally registered in the name of a person or organization. That is according to the Constitution of Kenya. So this means ownership must be recognized officially by the law. Meaning, if you go outside, get a land, buy it, and receive a valid title deed, that that becomes a private property. Remember, a valid title deed, that land becomes a private property. So this article also recognizes a leasehold land as a private land. Leasehold land as a private land. Now, what is a leasehold land? Now, a leasehold land, this refers to land legally leased for a specific period. So, for instance, if a company leases land legally for certain years, it gains lawful right over that property during that period. So, you lease a land for 5 years, that land becomes a private property for those 5 years. Okay, so the Constitution of Kenya protects private land owners from unfair interference. However, the land dispute involving private property remains common in Kenya, because you have had cases of, fake title deed, fraud, illegal sales, double ownership claims. Yes. So despite all those things that the Constitution of Kenya is saying, we still have the private land, private property dispute remains common in Kenya. So, and it continues to affect many citizens, like fake title deed, the double ownership claims, the common dispute that still they remain common in Kenya. Now, so in simple terms, Article 64 states that private land is land legally owned by individuals, families, group, or companies, and that ownership is protected under the Constitution of Kenya. Now, here's the thing. How about getting to know the rules surrounding land ownership by non-citizens in Kenya? Can foreigners own land permanently? Can foreigners own land permanently? And if foreigner can hold land in Kenya, what limit does the Constitution set? Well, Article 65 of the Constitution of Kenya, it talks about land, non-citizens, land owners. And that is what we're going to talk about in the next video. And I am your host. Call me whatever you want to call me, and I will answer you. A bientôt!